Let's listen to this speech, Dare to be Creative. In 1983, renowned young adult author Madeleine L'Engle, who lived from 1918 to 2007, delivered this lecture before the Library of Congress. Dare to be Creative is heralded as an inspirational manifesto on the beauty and power of words, the magic of reading, as well as a stunning rebuke of literary censorship. L'Engle is the author of such young adult classics as A Wrinkle in Time and A Wind in the Door.
A swarm of protesters take to the streets. Hecklers shout at them from the sidelines. Sometimes it feels like those who don't agree with us don't understand us. But is our intolerance for differences of opinion stifling our creativity? One successful writer advocates for embracing your own point of view, whether others agree with you or not. How does taking risks open us up as artists? And what happens when we let fear dictate our choices? Find out. Read Dare to be Creative by Madeleine L'Engle.
We need to dare disturb the universe by not being manipulated or frightened by judgmental groups who assume the right to insist that if we do not agree with them, not only do we not understand, but we are wrong. How dull the world would be if we all had to feel the same way about everything, if we all had to like the same books, dislike the same books. For my relaxing reading, I enjoy English murder mysteries, but my husband prefers spy thrillers. I like beet greens, and he likes beetroot. We would be a society of ants if we couldn't have personal tastes and honest differences. And how sad it would be if we had to give up all sense of mystery for the limited world of provable fact. I still can't read The Happy Prince or The Selfish Giant aloud without a lump coming into my throat. But I suppose that talking statues and giants are on someone's hit list. Perhaps some of this zeal is caused by fear, but as Bertrand Russell warns, zeal is a bad mark for a cause. Nobody had any zeal about arithmetic. It was the anti-vaccinationists, not the vaccinationists, who were zealous. Yet because those who were not threatened by the idea of vaccination ultimately won out, we have eradicated the horror of smallpox from the planet. It is hard for us to understand the zeal of the medical establishment when Dr. Semmelweis sensibly suggested that it might be a good idea if surgeons washed their hands after dissecting a cadaver before going to deliver a woman in labor. This, to us, obvious suggestions of cleanliness was so threatening to the medical establishment of the day that they zealously set about persecuting Semmelweis. This, to us, obvious suggestion of cleanliness was so threatening to the medical establishment of the day that they zealously set about persecuting Semmelweis. But thanks to him, many of us are alive because doctors now wash their hands. If the zealots had won, women would still be dying of septicemia after childbirth. Russell suggests that people are zealous when they are not completely certain they are right. I agree with him. When I find myself hotly defending something, when I am in fact zealous, it is time for me to step back and examine whatever it is that has me so hot under the collar. Do I think it's going to threaten my comfortable rut? Make me change and grow. And growing always causes growing pains. Am I afraid to ask questions? Sometimes, but I believe that good questions are more important than answers, and the best children's books ask questions and make the reader ask questions. And every new question is going to disturb someone's universe. Writing fiction is definitely a universe disturber. And for the writer, first of all, my books push me and prod me and make me ask questions I might otherwise avoid. I start a book, having lived with the characters for several years during the writing of other books, and I have a pretty good idea of where the story is going and what I hope it's going to say. And then, once I get deep into the writing, unexpected things begin to happen, things which make me question, and which sometimes really shake my universe.